when Faith ran a blistering 3.4911 minutes in the 1500 meters to set a new world record. She beat an 8-year-old record held by Ethiopian Genzembe Dibaba, set way back in 2015, and that record of 3.507 had stood for 8 years. And if the world was shocked on that evening, the world was absolutely stunned 7 days later in Paris, France, as Faith once again, this time running against the reigning world record holder, another Ethiopian, Letesenbet Gidey, who had set the world record in 5,000 meters on October 7, 2020, standing at 14 minutes, 0.62, another record that had stood for 3 years. Faith once again absolutely eviscerated that field that included Gidey herself, setting the new record of 14.520. As has already been indicated, Your Excellency, this is an incredible feat of sporting excellence and continues the long-standing tradition of Kenya as a world beater. Your Excellency, I want to appreciate you. I want to thank you for the very firm and equivocal support you have declared for sports and the creatives. Only a week ago, Your Excellency, actually just 3 or so days ago, we were on these Statehouse grounds as you unveiled the flagship Talanta Hela initiative, an initiative whose focus, purpose, objective is to monetize the talents of our people, but most importantly, ensure that money ends up in the pockets of those that bear talents. Pesa mfukoni, as we say. And Your Excellency, it is because of this very strong and unequivocal support that our sporting arena is definitely on the up. I have no doubt that with your continued support, our sportsmen and women are in the right hands, in the right place. Your Excellency, I'm pleased to note that again, under your instructions and guidance, the Ministry of Youth Affairs, the Arts and Sports has completely overhauled the reward scheme for our sportsmen and women. We have had a scenario where Kenyan sportsmen and women who break world records did not know what to expect. Now, Your Excellency, our athletes, our sportsmen and women will know exactly what to expect as a reward from government, from the people of Kenya, when you break a world record. The scheme, Your Excellency, which, as you are aware, is ready and available for you to unveil to the Republic, covers the entire spectrum of the sports and the creatives. It covers both individual sports, like athletics, where Faith has excelled, but it also extends to team sports, again, something we have not had before. We did not know, for instance, previously, what to do if Harambee Stars won a regional tournament. There was no scheme on how to reward such a team. We did not have guidelines, for instance, how to deal with the national honors for our sportsmen and women when they excel. Now it will be clear through this revised new scheme of rewarding. And Your Excellency, we have done this because at the ministry we are convinced that Kenya's #1 export to the world is our sportsmen and women. They brand Kenya in a manner that nothing else does. Faith breaking 2 world records in the space of 1 week has beamed the global spotlight on Kenya like nothing else could. And we must have a way as a country to honor and appreciate that, Your Excellency. Your Excellency, let me conclude by also thanking you for the support you have provided, that as part of this reward scheme, we are riding on the government's drive for affordable housing so that Kenyans can live in dignified habitats. And so under this scheme, Your Excellency, now we have an arrangement where our sportsmen and women can access affordable housing in a very manageable scheme. And this, we believe, will answer one of the biggest concerns where upon retirement, a lot of our sportsmen and women end up in destitution and some even die homeless. Now that will be a thing of the past as we roll out this new housing program as part of the new reward scheme, which, Your Excellency, you'll be able to roll out very soon, but starting today. Your Excellency, now allow me, with honor, respect, to invite His Excellency, the Deputy President of the Republic, Ruto Gachagua. Welcome, Your Excellency.
Thank you very much, Waziri. Your Excellency, the President of the Republic of Kenya, Dr. William Ruto, our heroine for today and for the country, Faith, your husband and your daughter, our other hero, Omanyala, the fastest man in Africa in matters 100 meters. Your Excellency, we are proud as a country, and we want to thank you for creating time this morning to receive Faith after the honor she has brought to our great country. Kenya is now on the world map, and what Faith has done is unprecedented, breaking 2 world records in a week's time. We want to celebrate our heroes, and Your Excellency, you have led by example because of the importance you attach to honor that is brought to this country by our own citizens. I want to take this opportunity, as I congratulate Faith, to ask our athletes to be prudent in the way they invest the earnings they get out of their accomplishments. And as the CS has said, it is very saddening when we see people who have been very successful, famous, live in squalor and poverty after retirement. So, Your Excellency, I want to invite Faith, Omanyala, and everybody else to look for ways of investing. And Faith, should you have a problem in knowing how exactly you can invest whatever you're going to earn, I'm available. I'm a very prudent businessman. I can guide you around to make sure that you succeed. Your Excellency, this is also a success story for the Hustler Nation. Because as we were having breakfast, you inquired from Faith what she does for a living. She told you she's a hustler, she's just hustling around. So this victory is also a victory for the Hustler Nation. And we have asked Faith also to dignify the Hustler Nation by investing wisely, succeeding, employing 10 or 20 more Kenyans, so that people can also know that something good can come from the Hustler Nation. As for Omanyala, Your Excellency, is also a great victory for our government because he's our outside the National Police Service, and we ask him to be a good ambassador for our police service and for government as he runs around and succeeds. Unfortunately for me, Your Excellency, and the people from the region where I come from, we did not know until the other day that this athletic business, it has a lot of money in it. Had I known this 30 years ago, Your Excellency, I want to assure you I would have been the fastest man in the world, so that I can also get the earnings that goes with it. So I want to say we are very, very grateful, and we are honored. And Faith, congratulations. You've done well, and we encourage other patriots to follow suit so that our country can have the right brand. And we expect our Ministry of Tourism, Foreign Affairs, Ministry of Trade to use the successes of these athletes as a tool to market our country and its products abroad. With those very many remarks, it is now with humility, my honor and privilege to ask the President of the Republic of Kenya to come and make his remarks. Your Excellency.
Asante sana Bwana Deputy President, tafadhali tuketi chini wale wako na viti. Thank you very much. My dear sister Faith, your daughter Eileen and husband and parents, distinguished leaders who are here, ladies and gentlemen, this morning, Faith Kipyegon, we celebrate the historic 2 records set by Faith in a span of 1 week, breaking the 1,500 meter record in Florence, Italy, and 5,000 meters in Paris, France. This morning I offered breakfast to Faith and her family to celebrate and to recognize what she has done, not just for herself, but for our nation, Kenya. Faith has made Kenya incredibly proud. She stands as a shining model of consistency, discipline, hard work, as well as family. Faith is a great Kenyan woman, a mother, a wife, and a world champion rolled into one. Today we also acknowledge Kenya's dramatic improvement in sprints, courtesy of our great African champion, Ferdinand Omanyala. When I see Omanyala, I see a great future for many young Kenyans, especially in the space of sprints. And I see this one, Eileen, as the future. I also celebrate the first rising 800 meters king and queen, teenage Emmanuel Wanyonyi, and yours truly, Mary Mora, who is right here with us. And the many other sportsmen and women who have accompanied Faith to come here so that we can celebrate this great feat. When I watched the moments when Faith was running, sometimes behind the lights, sometimes ahead of the lights, and I asked her this morning, are you able to see the lights when you are running? And she told me yes, especially when the light is not too much. And at some point she was encouraged when she saw that she was ahead of the lights, 300 meters to the finish line, and she said then she made up her mind that it was going to be do or die, and she made it. Congratulations, Faith. In recognition of what our sportsmen and women are doing, we have had a policy shift. I have instructed the Ministry of Sports, Youth and Arts that we are going to move away from crowding the Sports and Arts Fund with other requirements, and that it is going to be dedicated solely to matters sports, matters art, and the creative economy. As I did make the announcement last week here, we are going to look for alternative resources to do all the other things that today the Sports and Arts Fund is doing, building hospitals, building other issues. We're going to look for alternative sources of resources to be able to do that, so that we can dedicate the Sports and Arts Fund to sports, to the creative economy, and to arts, so that we can promote the young men and women in that space, because they are doing a wonderful job in profiling our country positively, in hoisting our flag internationally, and in giving Kenya the pride of place in the family of nations when they run and when they win. I have also asked the ministry that the government of Kenya should review the reward scheme so that we can recognize and we can reward appropriately the men and women who attain excellence in our sports, in our arts, and in the creative economy. And going forward, we have decided as the government of Kenya that any Kenyan who participates in a world event and breaks a world record, unlike in the past when there was no recognition, going forward, for every world record broken by a Kenyan, the government of Kenya is going to award 5 million shillings. And we are going to start today with Faith. She has won and broken 2 world records in 1500 meters, as I said, in Florence, Italy, and in 5,000 meters in Paris, in France. The government of Kenya is going to award her a total of 5 million for 1 record, and we are going to give her a house worth 6 million for the other record. It will be the same for all the other world beaters and world record breakers that will come after Faith, so that our young men and women can be motivated, because we already have the talent. We have the pool of talented resources in Kenya that can break any record. And going forward, we're going to work hand in hand with our athletes and support them. And beyond supporting them, reward them appropriately. This is also the spirit of the Talanta Hela flagship initiative I availed last Friday. I did say last Friday that we are monetizing sports, we are monetizing art, we are monetizing music, we are monetizing the creative economy, so that it begins to speak the language of success to those millions who participate in that space, and recognize that art is not just about jokes. It is about serious business. Athletics is not just about entertainment. Football is not just about entertainment. It's not about making us feel good. It must speak to the language of monetary gain for those who sacrifice, spend their time, commit their resources, stay disciplined. And I want to congratulate Faith for being an example of what discipline and consistency is. Our sportsmen and women brand Kenya worldwide more than any other branding that happens. We want to honor and reward them accordingly. The new scheme covers the entire spectrum of sports and creatives. Under this scheme, as I have said, we are going to have a whole new package. I want the ministry to finalize the package of what kind of reward scheme is going to accompany our sportsmen and women, our creatives, our arts, people participating in arts, and I will be launching that scheme shortly so that our sportsmen and women and people in the arts space can know how the government of Kenya is going to stand with them when they shine. And we were going to make sure that they are proud to be Kenyan, and they should be proud of what they are doing. I also want to ask the ministry responsible for immigration that our sportsmen and women who excel should be given diplomatic passports and other national honors. We're going to work as a government to ensure that these great Kenyan ambassadors who do sometimes more than what I can do as president or what the ministers and all other Kenyans can do, get the place of pride and move around the world with ease so that they can continue to hoist the flag of our country in many places of the world. I must also say that we are refining necessary policies and facilities. Last week, we launched a master plan on sports infrastructure. What is going to happen to our stadia? What is going to happen to all accompanying academies and training facilities and mentorship programs for all the people working in that space, making sure that we have the necessary infrastructure to support our arts, to support our sports, and to make sure that we give the best possible chance for our sportsmen and women and our artists to be their best and to bring out their best talents. Congratulations, Faith. At some point, I saw somebody saying, this Kipyegon lady, it is her faith that made Kipyegon to do well. So continue, Faith, to have the faith to win even more. Congratulations, Hongera, my brother Ferdinand, Wanyonyi, Mary Mora, and all the world beaters who are here. You have made not just yourselves proud, you have made all of us and the people of Kenya and the nation of Kenya proud. We will stand with you, we will work with you, we will do this journey together. We are opening a new page as a nation in making sure that the investment that our sportsmen and women make, and they invest, I know for a fact. Whenever I am home in Eldoret, I see hundreds of sportsmen and women, very early in the morning, late in the evening, taking time, painstakingly, training. They invest their time, they invest their resources, they invest their talents, they invest their intellect in developing these careers and in developing the talent that they have. We want to make sure that that investment is built into the investment we are also making as government in infrastructure, and that investment speaks to us as a nation and builds our economy as well. Congratulations again to all our sportsmen and women. Congratulations to Athletics Kenya and all the other sports managers. And I want to promise you that you have my support, the support of the government of Kenya, and I am sure that the people of Kenya stand right behind you as you make our country proud and great. Asanteni sana. Thank you very much. Let me ask, before I finish, let's see. Wewe mtu ya bunge? Yes, chairman wa bunge. Kuja hapa semeko kitu.
Thank you, Your Excellency. I really want to appreciate you for the support you are giving sportsmen and women in this country. And just as you have put it, I think it is now the right time for the sportsmen to have gotten a government that supports talent. And I want to be very categorical, and Your Excellency, appreciate the gifts and the motivation that you are giving to the sportsmen and women. During my time, it was hard to get any motivation out of this. But I want to encourage young men and women who are talented in this area, that as you get the motivation, I want to urge you to play clean, because that is the only way we are going to make Kenya proud going forward. As the chairman of Sports Committee in Parliament, we will do the right thing in terms of legislation to make sure that whatever you have put across, Your Excellency, we will make it sure that it goes in the right legislation. And particularly, you have said something that has touched my heart, that the funds that we get from the betting should now not be diverted to do something else, but let it just go to the sportsmen and improve their lives. Thank you so much, Your Excellency, for giving us that opportunity.
Thank you very much. As you are aware, Dan Wanyama, Chair, we are proposing in the finance bill that we increase the excise duty on betting from 7.5%. I had suggested to 20%, but I think Parliament have adjusted it. I don't know, to 12.5% or 15%. Please, munisaidia hapo ndio nipate pesa ya kupatia hii watu. These people are doing a good job, my friend. Hata nyinyi mkubali.
I will vote here.
Okay, let me ask my good brother, the governor of Nairobi. Wewe kuja semeko kitu hapa.
Thank you very much, Your Excellency. Allow me to first congratulate Faith for keeping the faith and for this absolutely amazing feat, and also my brother Ferdinand, who is my good friend, and all the athletes who are here. Your Excellency, your commitment to sports and to the creative economy has never been seen in this country. And on behalf of all the county governments, because we're also dealing with this, sports is a concurrent function, we're also committing to do our part as county governments, because the creative sector and the sports and the arts are an economic frontier that have never been explored. Your Excellency, if you look at Nigeria, the second biggest employer after agriculture is the arts scene, is the arts industry. But for us, Your Excellency, we have not invested that much. That is why our actors don't get airtime on TV, our musicians are not being listened to on radio, and our sports people don't get the investment they deserve. Finally, Your Excellency, I would like to urge the ministry, together with us as counties, to also look at other disciplines. We have a young lady called Angela Okutoi, who is doing amazing in tennis around the world, and I know she's getting supported. If you look at our brother Yego, he trained himself in javelin. We can also look at other disciplines and put the support. As counties, we're putting up infrastructure. I'm proud to let you know, Excellency, Nairobi, we have plans to sort out City Stadium and call it the Joe Kadenge Stadium in honor of the work that, and the legend that he was. In the morning when I received Faith at the airport, I was joking with the chairman of Athletics Kenya, who knew my mother. My mother was a champion in 200 meters Commonwealth for Kenya. And he asked me, what happened to you? And I told him that I don't run, but I ran for office. So I'm still in that field. Thank you very much, Your Excellency, and congratulations.
Okay, thank you very much for running anyway, in whatever means. Let me ask my good brother, Ferdinand Omanyala, to come here na pia asemeko kitu.
All protocol observed, good morning.
Good morning.
It's an honor to stand in front of you, Mr. President, to just say thank you for this. Actually, I was called around 1 a.m. I wasn't expecting this, but thank you so much for this kind gesture. And thank God I never broke the world record before then, but now at least I'll get something. And congratulations, Faith. I remember we were together in both the meets, and you are really inspiration to everybody around the world, and to me also. I just have two requests, Mr. President. I train at Kasarani, and the warm-up track is completely worn out. So if we can make that one,
okay,
as we head to the Olympics, that will be a great pleasure. And sisi kama athletes tunataka kutoka na chai kidogo hapa. Itakuwa mzuri. Thanks so much for this, and I really appreciate it. For me, I promise in 2 months' time we're getting a medal at the World Championships, and it's never happened before for Africa, not just for Kenya, for Africa. So the progression is going on well, and with the support that you've promised, I really appreciate it, and thank you so much. Asante.
Thank you, Omanyala. I have something for Omanyala. Where is the... Oh, very good.
Your Excellency, in appreciation of the incredible work that Ferdinand is doing, taking our sprints to another level, we have an appreciation for him from yourself. Yes, so much. Thank you. Kenya shillings 2 million to Ferdinand in appreciation for ruling Africa in 100 meters. Congratulations, Ferdinand.
Okay. Let me now ask our hero, Faith Kipyegon, to come here. I did ask her to make some small remarks. She's done all of us proud, and we are really, really happy this morning to host her. Karibu sana.
Okay. Your Excellency, sir, the President of the Republic of Kenya, William Samoei Ruto, it's a pleasure. Yeah. I'm so excited. I don't know where to start and finish. I'm so emotional to be here. I feel appreciated. I can say like that. To be back home and see this kind of reception is from my heart. Deputy President of the Republic of Kenya, Ruto Gachagua, Governor of Nairobi, Johnson Sakaja, President of AK, I'm so glad, I'm so happy. I don't know, I always say I don't know how to say, I don't know, yeah. I'm so happy, I'm so happy. Let me start saying thank you very much. I'm so happy, and I lack what to say. I was not expecting this, but it's just like a surprise. So let me thank the government of Kenya for the warm welcome back home. Secondly, let me thank my family, my mother, my father, my husband as well, and my daughter. You see, my daughter is very, very happy and excited to be here. Yeah, she was not expecting to see the president. I can see that. Yeah, and I don't know what to say. Let me just say thank you for the warm welcome, and thank you to the Kenyans who really supported me and cheering me wherever I was, in Rome and also in Florence. Yeah, I was with many Kenyans in Paris. I can say walinifanya walinipea motisha mpaka nikaweka world record. I was not expecting that. I remember I told my coach, nani ataifunja rekodi ya 5,000? 14:06 is not that easy. It's not that easy. But sikuwa najua nitakuwa mwenye break hiyo rekodi. I'm still surprised. I can say like that. I don't have much to say, but thank you very much. As athletes, let me thank athletes also for accompanying me to here. Naesa lia yani. Yeah, asanteni sana kwa kukuja. Asante sana Mr. President kwa kunialika hapa na kunikaribisha nyumbani. Nime feel appreciated sana. And I'm the first one to be invited here as an athlete, so I hope nime motivate many athletes kujua kuwa kubreak rekodi utakaribishwa nyumbani vizuri sana. So nawaambia tung'ang'ane, to break records, tuchenge jina la country yetu iende mbele na let's run clean. Thank you.
Okay, bring something.
Okay. Your Excellency will now make a presentation of 5 million Kenya shillings, the first reward for the world record in 1,500 meters. In saidia mama kubeba milioni 5. Your Excellency, in appreciation of the second world record, that 5 million shillings in appreciation of the first world record in 1,500 meters, in appreciation of the second world record in 5,000 meters, we will present the key to a house at Park Road, which now becomes your residence in Nairobi, Faith. A three-bedroom house, na tutakusindikiza at your convenience to go to take residence of the house, which is ready for you, Your Excellency. Your Excellency, this scheme is in partnership with the Housing Finance Corporation.
Let me just say a few things about the house that we are giving to Faith. This is part of our affordable housing program. This house in Park Road, if it was built under the normal program, a 3-bedroom house in Park Road would be anywhere between 15 and 20 million. But because we have decided as a government that owning a house should not be the privilege of the rich, it should be a necessity and a right to as many Kenyans as possible. This house has now been reduced to 6 million shillings, and that is what we are paying. And we have a whole write-up about this Faith. We will make sure that other athletes either buy the houses affordably. If they do well like you, they also get a reward from the government of Kenya. We will be asking them going forward. They can ask for their reward in cash. They can also ask for their reward in kind. And we will facilitate both ways. Congratulations, Faith.
Hongera, Faith. Congratulations. Congratulations. Congratulations.
Oh dear. Well, thank you. Thank you so much, Mr. President. I'm so happy with the reward. Now I can own a house in Nairobi. I was not expecting. Today is the truth. And with the money, I can say now I can buy my father a car. I promised him when I was going to break a world record that I'm going to buy a car for him. So now I can fulfill my promise. Thank you so much.
Yes, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.